Hello everyone, Uncle Sharky's back once again. A couple of days ago you got Monkey Wrench. Today I bring you the G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Commander with combat armor. So without further ado, let's open it up, shall we? Alright, straight off the bat, I want to say thank you to Michael from Culture Shock Collectables here in Melbourne. He got these in last night, and I picked it up today. And I also picked up this guy too, who I will be reviewing later. But we're here to talk about good old Coco. So, as you can see, there's the box. He is 168 in the line. There is some art on the back, a little bit of a insight to what he comes with. That's a backpack in case you weren't aware. Legal mumbo jumbo, skill sets and all that sort of jazz here. We'll cover that in a second. There it is. Side panel art. Yeah, looks a bit cartoony, which I guess tracks considering the inspiration largely for this figure. And I know you like the barcode, so let's get that on the screen for you there. So pause and reflect as you take a screenshot. So that's the box, that's the figure. In my excitement, I almost forgot to do the skill sets for you. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a zoom action in here. The first one is Leader. Here's a level 4, which makes total sense. The second one is Light Weapons, level 1. The third one is Psyops, level 4. And the last one, if we can see it, focus please focus, is Coercion, and he's a level 4. So that's that. So, the figure, does he stand straight out of the box? His feet are a little bit janky, so I might have to turn those around. He's not wobbly like Monkey Wrench was if you saw that review. So that's a good start. He does feel a little stiff, but let's see if this will... As I knock my camera. Yeah, I'd say he's going to stay for now. Alright, so we'll start with the accessories. He comes with 3 extra hands, and one of them is a fist, and another one is a fist, and you know what we use fists for, don't we, folks? Punching. That's right. So that's those. The other hand is a very pointed one. So that's his, I'm going to tell you off with my finger hand. Pretty straightforward, really. The backpack, which as kids, we often debated which way does it go? Is it this way or is it this way? This is the correct way. But guess what? You can put it that way if you like too. It'll be interesting to see if it fits on this figure like that. It is a life support backpack. Historically speaking, if you want it to be a jetpack, go nuts. So yeah, that's that. It is... Ah, shit. I had a feeling that was going to happen. So this is the modern figure. It's not the vintage figure, but you can see some variants here in that one on the right and the new one. I kind of prefer the detailing on this a little bit. It sort of ties more into the life support side of things. And I've got it the correct way. Wow, look at me go. All right, just going to quickly grab numbnuts for a second. Hang on. All right, we're back in action. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, always good to have you back. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, why the bloody hell not, mate? I've been doing these reviews for a minute now. It's not like, you know, the first time you've heard my dulcet Australian accent coming through your TV speakers. So that's your backpack. Pop that there, beauty. Next up, we'll have a look at his one and only weapon, which harkens back to the V1 in terms of initially just the color deco of it being black, because with the modern 4-inch they went for a silver version. And well, actually I might as well just pull that out. We'll do a little comparison side by side, eh? Why not? If I can hold on to things. It's been a busy morning for Adam, folks. Running on caffeine and fueled by bananas and peanut butter toast. There you go. So there's a little side-by-side action. There are definitely differences between the two. Does this one have a port for blast effect? Yes, it does. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Nice to see that they didn't give him some other janky weapon to replace it. They actually stayed true to the original. He comes with an alternate head, which is more reminiscent of his human self. You can obviously pretend that it is the original Cobra Commander, or you can pretend that it's Fred. If you read the comics, you will know what I'm talking about. But he has another head, and we'll get into that in a second. Last but not least in the accessory department is Norgahide's pet iguana, adding yet another animal companion to the line. And if you're familiar with the Deke cartoon, you will know that Cobra Commander turns Serpentor into the iguana. Yes, that's correct. Molded the two together. I watched Operation Dragonfire last night, so it's fresh in my mind, kind of, because it was a pretty hard watch. But shout out to Zazel for having the entire 4 or 5 episodes on his YouTube channel. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, well, I'm sorry, but yeah. Anyway, so that's the iguana. The tail is just rubber. There's no wire articulation in it. The legs do move, so that's cool. The head is, hold it up, Adam. The head is stuck in its position, but yeah, legs move on all fronts. Looks pretty cool. In my head canon, it's just going to be Norgahide's pet iguana. How I display it, well, that's another story. But yeah, always cool to have another animal companion in the line. I would love a lizard. If any of my subscribers have lizards, let me know. I'm a big fan of reptiles. Anyway, so that's that out of the way. Let's get stuck into the figure. Okay, so we'll start from the top down, and then you will see his more once-a-man reptilian eyeballs peeking through the mask or the helmet, which, if you remember on the file card, was supposed to have had some C4 plastic explosive in here to avoid removal of the helmet if he was captured. When Ron Ridat was designing this figure, he drew his inspiration from the knights of yore, the medieval times. Medieval times, isn't that a restaurant in America? And yeah, that's where the inspo came from. There's not a lot of other history on this figure, unfortunately, but there you go. So articulation wise, let's see. I'm a little dubious about this. I don't know why. I just feel like there's going to be some issues. Anyway. Okay. It's just a bit stiff. Just a bit stiff. That's what she said. Anyway, okay. So the pauldrons up here do allow him clearly to be able to make a T-pose. Now, I wonder if they're going to stay up once I pop them back down. Yeah, they're a little bit loose now, but they sort of fall back into place. Elbow-wise, double pinless. As you can see, elbows look pretty good. There's no issues on that front. Well, that one's a bit clunky, but it works. Ab crunch-wise, it's a bit bendy, this one. You're going down to about here. And you can go back to about there. Head-wise, he can look. Oh, he can't. Oh, he can't look down really much at all. Okay, and he can't look up. That's as far as he can look up. Obviously, he can do a full 360, but yeah, no real range of movement in the neck joint and the head. So that's a bit crapola, but I guess sometimes these things happen, don't they? Leg-wise, can it up. There are drop-down hips in play here. There. They're subtle, but they are there. Leg-wise, go up. Definitely feels different to a lot of other classified figures. Not in terms of the movement, just in terms of the armor coating, I guess, for lack of a better phrase. Both legs, no issues with getting him in that position. If you felt like getting him on a stage with a guitar in his hand or something like that. Thigh swivel is there, but ooh, interesting. Yeah, it's there, but this is restricting it a little bit. I'm reticent to, or hesitant, I should say, to fully twist that around, but because of these and because of these. But you can see that there is movement. You got the holster here, of course. There's a close-up of the Cobra belt buckle. There is no boot cut, I don't believe. No boot cut at all. Definitely not. Just the ankle pivots here. That's about it. So yeah, he's a bit limited in terms of his range of movement. Let's see now how he stands after I've fiddled around with him for a minute. He kind of reminds me a little bit of that Pretty Boy Marvel Legends figure I was showing off in the Monkey Wrench video the other day, but yeah, he'll stand okay. All right, let's do a head swap. Nah, you thought I was going to put the other battle armor helmet on, didn't you? Well, I literally just opened my Once a Man Cobra Commander to do this, to show you how it would look. Actually, it looks pretty badass. And yeah, still no movement in that neck joint in terms of him being able to really look up or down. But yeah, that does look cool. So, you know, if you are a fan of the Deke cartoon and you love the Deke animated series, you can have a play around with this on there too. And just for funsies, there's the other head sculpt on there, which is how I will be displaying mine. So yeah, we'll go ahead and chuck this on. That sits really nice on his back. They've definitely made some improvements and developments in the backpack front of late. So yeah, does it go the other way? Sure, it can go on there too if you like. Whichever way you want, guys. And we'll chuck the sidearm in this holster, which looks kind of small, but I don't know how this is going to fit, but okay. That's how it's fitting. Fair enough. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Is it going to stay in there? Yep. That's cool. Alrighty. Let's do a little bit of comparison action. Alright, so I've got him here with Raptor and a Crimson Guard. Let's call him Fred. And all we're missing now is a Cobra Pogo and a 4x4 and a trailer. Make it happen, Lenny and Tony. And there he is, of course, with Serpentor and old mate Norgahide. And you can see that, you know, he is shorter than, obviously, Serpentor, and maybe just a touch smaller than Norgahide. I'll take the hat off. Yeah, fraction smaller. But he does fit. And, you know, this is, again, harkening back to the Deke. Because I know a lot of people love the Deke. animated series. So just thought I'd give you that comparison. All right, got to compare the sizes, right?
Hey, Serpentor! What do you say we throw another iguana on the barbie? I hear they're just delicious.
All right, well, I'm not going to babble on about this figure because there's not a great deal to it. You know, like when I first saw it, the render and then the subsequent reveal of what it came with, I wasn't like over the moon impressed by it. And I'm kind of still not overly impressed by it. Sure, it is battle armor, Coco, like, you know, they haven't strayed too far away from the original, which is not a bad thing. You know, the addition of this sort of fluff, you know, and the iguana, I mean, that's going to appeal to a certain demographic. It doesn't really tickle my pickle, but you know, we're all different, and we all have different ways of loving Joe, and that's okay. But you know, he does look good when he's posed with his weapon, and I'm sure he'll look good, you know, with a legion of, you know, Cobra troops behind him, you know, going into battle and whatnot, you know. So the shiny aspect to the deco of the armor is also going to, I think, take some really good figure photography. But yeah, that's the whack, folks. I hope you enjoyed the review, and if you didn't, please tell me more. You know, thank you for watching, and if you did enjoy it, please hit the like button, share it around, you know, do all that jazz. And if you haven't seen the Monkey Wench review, you can go back and watch that now. And then stay tuned for the V4 Snake Eyes one. But for now, I gotta go. So, have yourself a cracker of a day, and say hi to your dogs for me, and we'll catch you again soon.